Jermaine Farrell here. It's the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days. And right now we're going to look at the crew from Southwest Roanoke County. It's the Cave Spring Knights. And, of course, their second-year head coach and Hunter Shephard and Coach Shephard. What's up, sir?
Thank you for having us.
I tell you what, you're in the house, so we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
I tell you, hey, fun times. And last year, obviously, not so much fun. Your first year, 3-7. But overall, if you could take something positive out of that, what would that be and why it'll help you guys for this year?
Most of the games that we lost in the last 2 minutes on one-possession games to some really good teams. I mean, a lot of teams we played and lost to made the playoffs, and we were right there in those games all the way to the end. The big thing we got to do is learn how to finish. We're in those moments where we want to be and just got to learn when we have the opportunity to take it.
So what have you done, to help in finishing games? Because obviously that's what you want to do. That's one of your objectives. So.
Well, one thing that we struggled with towards the end of games was just kind of dying out physically. So this year in the weight room has been a massive priority, working on getting stronger, faster, and being able to handle games all the way to the end.
What's one of the biggest things you learned being a first-year head coach?
It's not all about ball. There's a lot of background stuff that you got to deal with that I saw coming, but didn't anticipate exactly how much it was.
And obviously, because that's one thing a lot of coaches, they do say, the administrative side is one thing when you're the assistant, but when you're the head coach, you got all the administrative stuff, planning the practices, do all that. It's got to eat up the time.
A lot more than just managing boys. It's a lot of other stuff you got to deal with.
So overall as a whole, when you look at your team, how many starters you got back on both sides of the ball, and who are the guys that we should have our eyes on coming down the pike?
Defense, I think we're returning 7, I think. Offense, we're returning. We're returning 6 or 7 there as well. Return a lot of young kids that kind of were learning how to play last year that kind of got thrown into a situation early in their careers and weren't physically or mentally probably ready for it. And this year they're kind of coming into it, and they're a lot better at where they're at now than where we ended last year. Some guys that we have coming back that are really good. I have Briggs Smithson, which is a linebacker and tight end. He's had a great season last year at middle linebacker, and he's just a big athlete. I have a running back that rushed right around 1,000 yards, and that's Jackson Steffen. We have another back that is getting moved to quarterback. It's Mo Tolliver. He rushed for about 700 last year as a running back, and now he's going to quarterback. We have quite a few linemen coming back that played really well last year. Rhett Womack that started since he was a freshman. And then big Coop Hodson that's been starting since he was a freshman as well. He's going into his junior year. I mean, he's 6'3", 290, so we have some guys that can play, and we'll handle it when we get there.
Now, you mentioned one of your players, the running back. What was you talking about making a transition from running back quarterback? Who was that again?
Mo Tolliver.
Mo Tolliver. How is Mo? Because this is Mo responsibility for him. How has he handled that?
He's handled it well so far. He's kind of a kid that doesn't show a lot of emotion, and he's really stepped into it and taken it the way we were hoping. Again, though, you can't really read him very well, but he's doing well with it so far. And again, it just puts one of our better athletes with the ball in his hand every play, so it kind of works out well for us too.
So with the transition, have you changed your offense a little bit on there, or are you pretty much still running your same offense?
We have changed the offense up a little bit. That kind of gives us the opportunity to use more athletes and kind of move the ball around a little bit more besides the old school I formation that we were in, where it's kind of becomes 1 or 2 guys that really handle the ball the whole time. Now we're in a new offense. We have a little more options, a little more spread stuff that kind of get our athletes with the ball, but it's still going to be the same identity of running the ball.
I remember one thing when I was out at your practice. One thing I noticed is just the efficiency and the tempo. Just how cool is it just to see that? Because when I was out there was no lost motion. There was tempo. There was a purpose. How big is that to set that tone, especially being your first year head coach at that?
I'm a big believer in efficiency anyways, and if if I can get kids and get them through the same amount of material in an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, that takes some people 3 hours because it's just a little bit slower pace. I'd rather get them for 2 hours and they give me everything they got and get them out of there versus them dragging along the last hour. And if we get to the point where our schedule is the same, every Monday we do the exact same things, so the kids always know where they're headed, where they're going, and there is never a question mark in where they're supposed to be, so they move with some efficiency and quick pace to it.
Got to ask you, how much fun is this time of the year for you? Because, I mean, I'm fired up. I mean, I get fired up. I can just imagine you guys are just ready to get it going, especially with the fall camp coming up and then the first game.
This is honestly the worst part of the year, and it has nothing to do with that. It's just, it's like you were 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from football, and you want to get going so bad, and you can feel it coming here soon, but then you're stuck for another 3 weeks just kind of going through your off-season program before you kind of roll into actual season. I think everyone and the kids and me and all the coaches are ready to get going quickly.
Mentioned off-season. Now, I mean, I remember when I did it back in the day, it was basically you didn't talk to the coaches, you had no interaction with coaches. But now this all-season program, which Florida, California, and Texas, all these other states are embracing, and Virginia has. Just how neat is it to now, like when you have your first day of fall camp, it's not like here's the playbook, learn everything. Yeah. How big is it to have the year-round program?
It is nice. It allows us to get to the point where we're in the weight room all the time, and the kids can physically get ready for the season. And then, I mean, we've been going 4 days a week since February, March. Over the summer, we're rolling 3 days of lifting and 1 day of actual practice, and it's really moved us ahead faster to where day one, we are halfway through what we need to get through already, and it makes things a lot easier, makes the kids a lot more comfortable because, again, our first scrimmage is 2 weeks after the day one of practice. It's hard to get everything you want in 2 weeks, so this year-round thing has helped us quite a bit.
So, Coach, at the end of the day, what's it going to take for the K-Spring Knights to have the successful season you hope and expect to have?
We've got to play the same kind of football that we did last year. We've just got to learn to finish. We were in every game we wanted to be in last year. Just the moment when we got to actually make a play or not, we couldn't. And that's kind of the thing. That's a big thing we've been preaching all off season is when we have the opportunity, we got to take it.
I tell you what, it's good stuff. And you're good too, sir. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coach Shephard in the house. K-Spring Knights getting ready for the football season, just like we are here at the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Media Days as the 2024 season is right around the corner.
Womack, R-H-E-T-T-W-O-M-A-C-K, class of 25.
Let's start by talking about last season. I mean, what can you remember?
I remember we were in a lot of games, a lot of close games. We definitely have the talent and the skill to beat everybody on our schedule, you know. But sometimes you can't pull through. But in the last 2 minutes of the game, we lost the game. So.
God.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was rough. Heartbreak was the motto of that season.
All right, so what, 3-7 last year?
Yes.
I know it's hard for me to say.
Yeah, it stings a little bit, but yeah, we had the talent. We had the talent to be in every single one of our games, and we were in every single one of our games. But at the end of the day, it just came down to the last 2 minutes of the game, and we weren't able to pull through. And hopefully this season we'll have that final stride and being able to swing through all the way and pull through with a lot of those games.
Being a senior this year, obviously you're hoping for a turnaround season. How grateful would that be if it does come to pass?
I think that's the best situation you can ask for. You know, senior year, you wanna win everything. You want to be the best of the best. But what I'm more focused on is the underclassmen. I want to make sure that they're ready and prepared for next year and their next season, and that they'll do the same. Make sure that the program stays strong and stays stout.
Exactly. Coach Shephard, this is his second season now.
Yes, this is his second season.
Tell me a little bit about him. How's it been with you?
Coach Shephard came in start of my junior year that summer. I'd been through two coaches, Coach Fulton and Coach Leftwich. So it was a bit of an adjustment, but he picked up the ground running. He was definitely a different coach, more of a defensive standard guy, loves defense. I love defense too. But it was just a change. It was just a switch up. But, I mean, it doesn't matter who's coaching you. It doesn't matter who the players are. It's just your ability to play together and work as a team, and that's what it comes down to.
Sounds like you guys kind of have a big season to look forward to, especially in preparation now for the upcoming season. speaking from the outside, speaking as a fan, like what should we expect from you guys?
You should expect some hard-hitting games, a lot of fun games, high energy. We're not going to just run around you and play with you. We're going to run through you and hit you. That's our motto. That's what we're building here at Cave, and that's how it's going to stay.
Off-season work, how's it been? Talk about y'all's returnees,
We've had the group of guys that we have returning this year is a group of guys that have been playing together ever since rec. So we've been lifting and we've been playing since we were this tall. I mean, it's just a group of guys that have high energy and high correlation with each other. They know each other. They know how we move. It's just a good season. It's a good family vibe,
Besides football, what else have you been doing? Obviously,
we're doing off-season lifting. We do a lot of working out. We started working out 2-3 weeks, voluntary lifts. We do a lot of working out. So a lot of plyometrics, a lot of strength-based stuff, explosiveness. We're trying to build that drive off so you get that pop when you're playing football. So.
Any summer camps for you?
Unfortunately, no. I don't do the summer camps. That'd be a question for him.
Is there why you don't like?
I want to be a CRNA, so
okay.
I want to be basically a nurse practitioner. So I've basically come to terms with I will not be going to college to play football. So I've been taking college classes and I do that instead.
Wow,
so.
You're gonna be in school for a long time.
Yeah, I was currently. Yeah, it's gonna be a long time, but we'll see.
I mean, the outcome of it, it's gonna.
I love it. I've shadowed people. It's my favorite thing in the world. Yeah.
What kind of led you to want to do that?
My mom's a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
She works for Physicians to Children, and so I've been ever since I was a little kid exposed to the medical side of the world, and that's all I've really known is you got a tummy ache here, take this and take this. So as I was going through as I'm going through my high school career, I help my buddies out, and if they got cuts and scrapes, I'll give them Band-Aids and stuff.
He's like doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor on the team.
I get to practice a lot, yeah. And they don't complain a lot, so.
Wow. I bet there's pictures of you when you're younger. You have the little
yeah, there is. I've got Band-Aids all over myself. Yeah, there is. There's been a lot. Yeah.
Being in so obviously this is off course, but I'm interested. But knowing how violent football is, and you having the skills going through the process of trying to help people out.
Yep.
What's it been like being on the front ends of helping players?
CTE is my biggest fear. CTE is more prevalent now. Being 40 and not being able to cognitively function is definitely a fear of mine. And they're coming out with a lot of studies that show that traumatic brain impacts and injuries like that, especially associated with contact sports like boxing and football and MMA, they lead to a higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, and that is one of my worst fears. And so I see these kids hitting head to head, and I'm like, I gotta do that, and I have no problem doing it, but I like to be safe. I am notoriously I do hit a little harder with my head than I probably should, but it's just I don't know. I find it fascinating, but I could never, I find it concerning and fascinating, but I could never turn it down. I could never not play football.
Yeah. So, how did you get into playing football then?
My brother played football his middle school year, classic brother rivalry. I was like, I can do that. So I went out and I played rec, and then I started playing middle school and started getting up there, just started playing.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just beat you in it. It's okay.
All right, favorite food. You got
favorite food?
Yeah.
All of it. Look at me.
All of it?
I'm a big boy. Look at me. I love to eat. Anything that's not like fish. I hate fish. Yeah, I won't eat catfish. Catfish, fried fish.
A texture thing?
I don't like the taste. It's just yeah. Even if you deep fry it and put it in butter, I won't do it. I won't do it.
We gotta bring you some fish next time so you can try
I don't know. I'll start gagging. That's what I'll do.
So you'll eat any and everything besides catfish or fish?
Fish, tomatoes, raw tomatoes. I'll eat cherry tomatoes, but the big ones, people eat them like apples. I'm out. I can't do it. No way.
Oh my God. Okay. You got any hidden talent? Something unique about yourself?
I can do a round off.
It's crazy.
I'm being so for real. Crazy athletic. Who says big boys can't move?
Well, we don't have no space, but I wish you could show me. Overall, what's a goal you want to set for yourself as well for the team?
For the season?
Yes.
I'd like to just have a good time, win. That's the main goal, win, right there.
And a personal goal for you?
personal goal for me would be graduating high school. And yeah, it's a small goal, but it's definitely obtainable. And it'd be a major one if I missed it. So.
Jackson Steffen, Jackson, Steffen, class of 25.
Just kind of walk me through last season.
So last season, I feel like it was a really good starting season, especially with Coach Shephard. He did a really good job of taking a new group of people who hadn't really had a lot of chemistry together, and he built the chemistry really well, and he was able to kind of get us rallied into the games, and even in the tough games, we stayed through all of our games really till the end. And honestly, I feel like last season we didn't win as many games as I would have liked, but I feel like we were in the position to win every game last season. And I feel like being able to carry over with a lot of the same players and a lot of that same talent is going to be able to push us through all those games this year.
Obviously, you guys were in those winning game situations, but it came close. What's like when it was the last minute,
Yeah.
just talk a little about what that kind of set for you guys, set the tone and learning something and being able to finish those close games.
Yeah, no, especially with being winning in those late game situations. You honestly, sometimes you feel a sense of oh, we're good, it's fine, and then sometimes you step off the pedal a little bit, and that's when the other team takes advantage. And I feel like last season was a really good learning opportunity for all of us to kind of figure out that even if you're winning by a little bit or a lot, you still cannot take that foot off the gas. You got to keep pounding them into the ground. And I feel like as we kind of go through the season and even the next couple of years, Coach Shepherd's really going to be able to pound that into the next generation of football players, that no matter what, we got to keep pounding and keep going.
What would it mean for you guys to have a winning season?
I feel like it would be. I feel like it would be really nice, and also I feel like it would give motivation and a lot of kind of like a snowball effect to the younger kids and the junior class to really be able to step up and bring it through and carry it through, kind of turn it into dynasty.
Young team, returning back, but y'all have seniors obviously. But walk me through the off season. What's it been looking like?
Off season's been looking really good. So I had a hamstring injury coming out of track, so I've been kind of stepping back and kind of helping people out, and we've looked good. It's one of the strongest teams that I've seen Cave Spring have in a while, pound for pound. We had 5 or 6 people over 225 on bench, and people were moving really good weight and really learning the form and learning how to do it, and it was really impressive to see.
So as a fan, as an outsider, what should we expect for the upcoming season from this team?
Really high energy and a lot of excitement. There's a lot of chemistry in our team because, we've all kind of grown up with each other and played football with each other. I mean, I moved here, but even kind of looking outside in, you can just see the chemistry and kind of see how close all the players are with each other. And it's really exciting because the chemistry and the excitement, and I feel like it's just going to kind of carry through, and the game's going to be high energy, high impact, and just a lot of fun, a lot of running around.
So obviously your senior year, it's summer. What have you been up to besides football?
I've been doing some hiking, a lot of baking and cooking with my free time, and I've also been upgrading my PC a little bit and kind of doing that kind of stuff. And I got a fish tank too, so I've been kind of figuring that out and taking care of some fish, which has been pretty fun.
How many fish did you get?
I have 5 fish. I have one of those little sucker fish, and then I got 3 guppies. A neon blue fish, which is pretty cool, and then this zebra-y fish, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Oh my God, that's a big responsibility.
And I got live plants up in that John. It looks cool.
I bet it's like the Finding Nemo, the fish tank thing. Favorite food?
Favorite food's got to be sushi. Sushi or steak, but I'd say it's got to be sushi.
I was waiting for someone to say sushi. I love sushi.
What's the best?
Yeah.
Ooh, best roll or best spot to go?
No, your best roll.
Oh, there's this Tropicana roll at Taste of Asia, and it's mango and shrimp tempura. That's really good.
Sounds amazing. Guess I know where I'm
And it's got this soy wasabi sauce on it.
I know where I'm going afterward.
We gonna go. Okay, we got plans now. Anything hidden talent, something unique about yourself?
I like baking and cooking a lot. That's one of my favorite things, is just baking and cooking. It's fun.
All right. What position you play?
I play running back, and then this year I'm kind of transitioning to be running back and linebacker as well.
Okay. If given an opportunity, what other position would you want to play?
I talked to Coach a little bit. He was a little skeptical, but I want to try and do some punt and kick returning, because I feel like coming in with some speed from track, I feel like that'll be a good spot for me as well as running back.
Okay, I can see that. a goal you kind of want to set for the team, and then also a personal goal?
For the team, I want to stay. I want to, like, kind of like last season, I want to be in every game, but instead of kind of falling short, I want to push through, even through hardship. No matter what happens through the season, I want to be able to stay tough and stay in all these games and win them, hopefully.
And for you, personally?
It's ambitious, but I want to hit like 1,500 yards, maybe 1,750 if possible. But we'll see what the season has in store.